It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Why is forgiveness so important for us in our own spiritual journey? Let me put it like this. Forgiveness is not the act of a kind and compassionate person towards someone who has wronged us. It's actually the gift we give ourselves. Let me explain what I mean by that. Until we forgive someone who has wronged us, we will go through what I call subjunctive thinking. If anyone has studied language, subjunctive tense is what would have, could have, or should have been. And subjunctive thinking is when we go through in our mind what I would have done in this situation, or what I could have done in this situation. And let me tell you a story from my personal life that kind of puts this into a context that's really easy to get. It was a week before my wedding. I was living with my then fiance on a boat in London. We were moored in a place called King's Cross, which is not the nicest of areas. It's got a reputation for, for dodginess going on. And we were moored up there, and I was coming back quite late at night. It was towards the end of summer. It was a beautiful day, and I was wearing sandals, and I was pulling behind me one of those suitcases on wheels. And I trundled it down the towpath. It was about 11 o'clock at night, and I was standing outside the boat, and I was just finishing my text messaging because my wife, she kind of had this thing. It's like, oh, you're always on your phone, you know, like, put your phone away and like give me some attention. You know, fair enough. So I wanted to finish my text messages before I got in the boat so I could put my phone away and then I'm done. So I'm standing outside the boat, phone in hand, finishing off this message, and some oik runs down the towpath, snatches my phone out of my hand and just runs off into the darkness. I couldn't chase him. I was wearing sandals. I had this suitcase. If I followed him, I would have, potentially lost the suitcase. I couldn't have caught up with him in sandals. I just had to let it go. And I was pissed, really angry. I was just like feeling all this adrenaline bubbling up in my body. I was just like, nothing I could do about it, It's like, I've just been violated by the theft is a violation, like that. I was really angry. Anyway, I went inside the boat, put my stuff down. I told Lily what happened. I served myself some happy and I smoked some tobacco to kind of calm my nerves, and I just kind of went into a meditation. And I noticed what my mind was doing. I was going through this subjunctive thinking, what I would have done if I'd not been wearing sandals and had, the suitcase, what I could have done, chased the guy down and, like threw him to the ground and beat the crap out of him. What I should have done, or well, if, I should have been more aware, I should all of that stuff, all of these stories that were playing over and over in my mind, rewriting and replaying this story. I was just getting angrier and angrier and angrier, and just like all this adrenaline in my body. I was like, I was turning green, And at some point I just realized what I was doing. I was watching this loop. I managed to distance myself enough to observe my mind and my emotions and the interrelation between the two, how they were feeding off each other. And I was just poisoning myself with adrenaline. Adrenaline's really quite toxic. It's very acidic. It's really only there for emergencies. But yeah, somehow or other, we have this habit as humans of like cultivating this state where we're toxic. We're poisoning ourselves. And I was poisoning myself. I was expecting this guy to die. I was like sending him like all these curses and all this nasty energy. And when I realized what I was doing, I stopped myself and I thought about it. I thought, what did this guy have to do in order to get to the state in his life where he believed that the best course of action to support him in his life was actually to violate another person in this way, to steal from them? And what else does he do, in order to support himself? And what must he have suffered in his life, in his childhood, in order to get to that point in his life where he needed to violate other people in order to get his own needs met. Sorry, I'm breaking these teeth in for a friend. I just felt compassion for him. I just thought this guy, this poor kid, must have suffered so much. He may have been abused. He may have, been forced into gangs or whatever. I don't know. I don't know the guy's story, but I just felt this flood of compassion, this overwhelming. I don't know. Pity's not the right word. Compassion is definitely better. And I felt sorry for the guy. I felt bad for him. And so I just I just blessed him. I sent him blessings. I sent him love. I sent him compassion. And I prayed for good things to come in his life, that he could find somehow a way to realize that this wasn't the best course of action for him, the best way that he can support himself in his life. He could find some compassion in his own life, that he could then go on and just be kind and compassionate and contribute to society in a way that's going to benefit others, benefit him. And he would just find love in his heart, peace in his mind, and just be the good person that was deep inside this oikish exterior. I just felt so much better. I let go of my rage, my anger, my wrath, my all these horrible movies I was planning in my mind, that I was going to hurt this guy. That was just horrible. And I realized in that moment that the forgiveness was essential for me to have peace in my mind, and that was a real game changer for me. And perhaps a game changer for this guy. I don't know. As far as I know, I've never seen him since. But it's really essential that we realize this, that when we're angry and when we're resentful and when we're bitter towards another person, we're only hurting ourselves. And yeah, sure, from an energetic perspective, perhaps some of that energy does go out and touch and hit and hurt, and that person may feel that, but that's not contributing to our world. That's not contributing to society. That's just passing the pain on. What's it Gandhi says, an eye for an eye and the whole world goes blind. We don't want to be part of that story. Somebody wrongs us and we can acknowledge that the reason that someone hurts another is because they're hurting inside. A hurt people. Healing people heal others. So let's move away from hurting others and move into healing ourselves and healing others and healing the world. Let's be compassionate to the people who have hurt us. Let's forgive them. It's better for us, and it's better for them. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Drop your comments below. Curious to know where you're at with all of that, your own experiences of that, of forgiveness. It's I'm sure you have your own stories that we can all learn from. And this topic is one of many that we discuss in the Shamanic Wisdom and Energy Healer training. And I welcome you to take part in that journey. If you'd like to know more about that, there are links here in this post that you can find out more about that. And if you're interested to work with me in this way or others, then do make contact, and let's see where this journey takes us. I'm excited for that. Anyway, bless your heart, bless your life, bless your work, bless your family, bless everything you do. May all beings and all worlds be happy and at peace.